Welcome back, my duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. Happy Monday, beginning of another week, and we need to start this one off in, I think, a very fun manner. So I've got another Megaman TCG deck profile for you guys. This time we're going to be playing Megaman or Woodman. I was gonna say Mega Gourd, but no, it's Woodman. This card's a little weird. He has 3 strength, 3 defense power, but he's 0 blast rating. So generally speaking, unless you can add to his blast rating to allow him to blast, you want to end up consuming your power bar because, again, you're going to have a resources bar, you're going to have a power bar, and that's going to matter. Otherwise, you're going to be burning through your deck anyway because your deck will just continually replace cards in that bar. So it's cool. He's no effect text. Again, had this game gone more than 3 sets, I feel like we may have gotten another one. So this is just going to be Woodman, the natural leader. Now, moving into this deck, we have just a small handful of events before we get into the battle chips. It's going to be a small bit of battle chips and then a crazy amount of resources. So, starting off, we're going to be using 2 copies of Fortified. This event allows you to recharge 2 energy, which I want to say recharging was putting cards back on the top of your deck. I'm not 100% sure, but he's green and red, so it was almost like a healing. And that might be part of like the nature charm. Next up, we've got 2 copies of the event New Alternatives. You just need a green to play. Discard a battle chip to replace each card in your opponent's power gauge with a card from their discard pile. Place the replaced cards in your opponent's discard pile. So again, if you're worried about somebody that's using blast, you can put a bunch of low blast cards into their power bar. It'll be fine. Next up, we're going to play 3 copies. That's too easy. It's going to require 2 green resources and 3 power. Take any card from your deck into your hand. Shuffle your deck. Now, what I love about this is this breaks a very common rule in card gaming. We used to call it the golden rule. It's called the cherry picking rule. Generally speaking, whenever you grab a card out of the deck, there's usually something more to it. Like in Yu-Gi-Oh! It will say, grab a warrior, 4 stars or less. Grab a 6 samurai, 3 stars or less. Add 1 Naturia card from your deck to your hand. Add 1 Subterror card from deck to your hand. Something like that. And at which point you almost have to like flash the card to your opponent real quick. This, because you could take any card, does not require you to verify the card because they can see that you have physically taken 1 card. So it's kind of cool. Next up, 4 copies, full playset of Uncommon Net Battler. This lets you draw 2. You need 2 power plus a green resource. And then 2 copies, Your Apologies. 2 green resources. Opponent draws 2 cards for each point of power he or she lost this turn. And again, what's going to happen here is you almost want to force their deck out. Because again, that's our life in this. It's much like early Dragon Ball Z, where you had a life deck and like when you ran out of cards, that was it. You passed out. Going into our battle chips, we're gonna have 4 copies of Bamboo Lance, and as you guys can see, this is specific to our boy Woodman, as it's got his symbol here. We're gonna need Woodman and another Woodman card in the resource row, plus a green resource. Now the green resource, if it's his, counts as 2 of those. So do keep that in mind when you play this. Return any number of cards in your power gauge to your hand. This is why it's good that he has no blast, because it allows you to then just bop your power back to your hand and give yourself all those options again. Again, make your Woodman strength +1 for every card in your hand that when this happens. So again, his strength already starts at 3. It's a possible +5. So this is a +1 through 5. It'll bring you anywhere from 4 to 8 points. Fantastic. Next up, we've got the Circle Gun 1. You need 1 red and 1 green resource. Make your net heavy strength +1 for each card in your hand. Place this on the top of your deck, which means it's going to go in your power zone after that. We have 1 copy of... It's too shiny for me to read. Get in 3. You need a full power bar of 5, and again, it's easy with Woodman because he doesn't blast. +1 green resource. Burn 3 power to make a net heavy, +2 strength for each card in your hand and your opponent's hand. So again, just crazy, crazy good card there. And then last but not least, we're going to run 3 copies of Vulcan 2. 3 power to use it. Makes your net navi strength 3, well, plus 3, effectively doubling a base Woodman. So again, not terrible stuff. But let's get into the resources. So the first one, and this is going to be a Woodman resource, is going to be backed up. We're going to play 4. Spend this resource to return this back to your hand. So you can just bounce this to your hand, and then of course when you do any of those effects that count up your hands, you kind of get it. Next, 1 copy branched out. You can need 2 Woodman, 4 power. Discard any number of cards. For each card discarded, make your Woodman plus 2 strength, and your opponent loses 1 energy. So you got to understand, on the one hand, we're going to get a bunch of strength by bopping our hand. Second, whatever we gain in strength, half of that is immediately coming off of your deck before he even attacks. So this is like his big setup. Then we're going to run 4 copies of Eat More Fish, burn 1 power to draw 2 cards. Again, we're just looking for options. We want to get into the right stuff right away. We're going to be doing 3 copies of Fiery Net Navi. This will allow us to add our Net Navi's defense to our strength. Again, our Net Navi's defense is 3, our strength is 3. This is effectively a doubler. Then we have a resource ally. We've got 1 copy of Glide here. You can spend this, take a card from your deck into the hand, and shuffle your deck afterward. Again, beautiful because it breaks a common sense courtesy rule by just being too awesome. Next, 4 copies, recharge and try again. So the way this one works, spend this, burn 2 power to recharge 3 energy. Here you go. Recharge an energy by placing a random card from your discard pile beneath your deck. So recharging energy is refilling up your deck. So again, Woodman was healing earlier. Fantastic. 3 copies of Rich Kid. The way that this works, spend, burn a power to recharge 2 energy. You guys got it. We know how that works now. 2 copies of the Net Operator. Again, you can only have 1 of these in play at a time. You really can't spend these. So we're just trying to hedge up into getting into Salad so we can play this. The ability, whenever you play another Woodman card, you may take a battle chip from the discard pile back to your hand. So the sooner we could do this, the sooner we could keep reusing the battle chips. And again, it means we could play less battle chips. So it makes room for more resources and cool events. So again, very cool stuff. Finally, a virus. So I could explain viruses. We got 3 copies of Spiky. What it is you need 2 power to put it in play. Virus, spend, discard a card to play a battle chip. This does not count against your battle chip limit. Again, I want to say that you only got like 1 battle chip a round, which is fine, but here's the thing. Viruses are not unique. Whenever you play a virus, you may play another copy of the virus from your deck, then shuffle your deck. So if you needed to have 2 red resources, you play 1 of these, and it generates the second one. Because remember, viruses multiply. It's what they do. And this was a very cool effect. And again, this was like the 3rd set, 2nd set, something like that. Decipher was really cooking with this stuff. And I loved virus cards. And again, I think we would have got some really cool ones had they been able to continue. But again, this is based on an anime. So as soon as the source material is gone or no longer as popular, neither is the game. Next up, 3 copies, Strength Under Pressure. This one's going to be 3 power to put in play. Spend, discard a card to make your Net Navi defense +3. Sometimes you want to get defensive. Sometimes you're going to combo this with the add your defense to your strength, at which point it's kind of a tripler then, because you could make the defense go from 3 to 6 and then flip the 6 into a 9. So again, that's pretty cool stuff. Next up, we've got 4 copies of Timber Terror. And the way this one works, spend, make your hand size +2 until the end of your next turn. Now, for the life of me, I cannot remember what the hand size is, and I do not have the motivation to go dig out my old rule books to just look that up for this. So, I know it's good. I know it allows Woodman to do other stuff. That's why it's in here. Next up, not the last card, second to last card, we got 3 copies, usual policy. Spend this, burn a power, name a color. Opponent loses 2 energy for each resource of color that they have in play. of that. So again, if we're playing somebody who's just playing like mono yellow, and they've got 4 yellow resources, we go, cool, I'm going to burn a power, and I'm going to say yellow. And for those 4 resources, you're going to lose 2 energy, which means you're going to mill the top 8 cards of your deck. So much damage when you're dealing with this card. And again, it just leads to Woodman being a big jerk, right? Last card, 2 copies of Viperous Vines. The way that this works, spend this card, discard it, lose 2 energy to take a card from your discard pile back into your hand. Sometimes you just need to take the hits. Again, we've got ways to heal ourselves. They help mitigate costs like this. But it's just a fun deck. And again, if you guys ever got the chance to play this game by Decipher, then you are lucky. If you guys ever got the promos, you are triply as lucky. I wish I had them. If you guys have them and you want to let me get them, maybe we could work out a trade or something. Who knows? But this is my Woodman deck. Okay, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Maybe next week, if I can find it, I want to say I have Airman too, and it just reminds me of that one song that sort of helped kick off all of the nerdcore stuff for all the big names that are out there, like Rustage and stuff. And you guys look up the I Can't Defeat Airman or I Can't Beat Airman, and you'll be in for like a very retro, like I want to say like 2007 hit. Okay, so check that out. Enjoy this. Have a great day. Come back later this week for some more cool speed duel activities on the Yu-Gi-Oh side of things. And as always, my friends, take care of yourselves, please. All about the mental health. You guys need to make some time for yourselves. I just want you guys to know that you are important. Some people just won't do it unless they hear it. But I want you to take some time out tonight. And I want you to go do something that you enjoy. I don't care if that's playing your favorite video game, read your favorite book, watch your favorite show, cook a home-cooked meal. I don't care what it is. Go do that. That's your homework. You're responsible for that. You don't have to like, comment, subscribe on this video, but you do have to go and try to have a good night tonight. Okay? And hopefully we can carry that energy all week, and we'll have a great week. And then we'll just try it again next time. So until then, see you guys later.